everyone. Another story today at Cindy Harper Speaks, and we're going to read the fifth and final chapter of our book, Everyday Heroes by Patricia Kean. I have thoroughly enjoyed this book thus far. Subway Superhero, Chapter 5. When a man falls, a hero leaps to the rescue. Oh my. A subway platform may be an unlikely place for a hero, and Wesley Autry, a 50-year-old construction worker, may be too humble for the role. It took a hero to do what Wesley did one afternoon in New York City. It was an ordinary day in the city. Wesley and his two daughters stood on an uptown subway platform. They were waiting for their train. A film student, Cameron Holland, Hollow Peter, looking how to pronounce his name. Hollow Peter stood nearby. Suddenly he fell and started shaking. He looked as if he were having a seizure. Wesley reacted quickly. He put a pin in the student's mouth. The pin kept him from choking. Then disaster struck. Cameron stood up, but he was not well. He lost his balance and fell onto the train tracks. Just then, headlights blazed in the tunnel. The train was rumbling into the station. There was no time to stop it. Quick thinking. In a split second, Wesley did the unthinkable. He asked someone to watch his daughters. Then the brave man leaped off the platform. He lay on top of Cameron. He pinned Cameron tightly to the ground. Onlookers screamed as 5 train cars rolled over Wesley and Cameron. Surely the 2 men would be killed. The train came to a stop in the station. "We're okay down here," Wesley shouted. Somehow Wesley and Cameron were unharmed. How did they survive? Wesley had pinned them into a space below the train. It was only 2 feet deep. One false move would have meant death. Wesley's blue wool cap held proof of how close the train had come. There was a smudge of dirt where the train had touched the cap. Oh my. Wesley's daughters watched as he rescued Cameron. So this is Wesley, his 2 daughters. Here's Cameron. He recovers in the hospital. So look at this. Wesley pinned Cameron into the space under the train by lying very still. The men stayed safe. Wow. So when the train, they were actually on the track in that space. Whoa. A hero's reward. The next day, Wesley went to see Cameron in the hospital. The film student had been taken there after his fall. Cameron thanked Wesley. He said he hadn't understood what was happening when he fell. Cameron's dad choked back tears. He was grateful his son was safe. Wesley's phone began to ring off the hook. Strangers cheered him. Others hugged him. He appeared on TV shows. Someone gave his girls a trip to Disney World. Cameron's film school even offered Wesley's daughters a scholarship. Wesley went to City Hall. There, the mayor of New York City gave him a medal. It was the city's highest honor. Soon the rest of the country would know Wesley's name. The President of the United States invited Wesley to Washington, D.C. During a speech, the president told Wesley's story. Everyone stood and cheered. To hear Wesley tell it, his story was no big deal. "Good things happen when you do good," he said with a shrug. One thing is certain. When Cameron writes his first movie script, he could give it an unbelievable ending. Maybe he will call it The Subway Superhero. That was really good. So let's review quickly Everyday Heroes. The first chapter was about the 3 boys who rescued the girl who was being attacked, and they wound up knowing her. A father rescued a girl in the car passenger seat. Her father had collapsed and their car was traveling really fast. So he saved the young girl. Then we read about the girl who was the cashier at the market who saved the couple of day old baby from choking. Then we read about the hero on the bridge, the young man who was with students on a bus and the bridge collapsed and everyone got to safety. And then chapter 5, our subway superhero. Where Wesley rescued Cameron. Those were beautiful stories. Everyday heroes. Here's Wesley, girl in the supermarket, the family who saved the girl. Here's that subway. The boys. There's a picture of that bus. Wow. I hope you like these stories. I love to bring positive things to light. There's so much bad that happens in our world, but there's even more good that happens. But if you just fill yourself with the news, you would think that the majority of things in the world that are happening are negative and bad. One day they're going to have a show called The Good News Show, and then I'll be able to watch the whole thing because it'll be talking about good news and sharing things like everyday heroes. If you like this book, please press like at the end, and I'll see you next time at Cindy Harper Speaks. Thanks for tuning in, and bye for now.